These are 4 of the best and most premium cubes on the market, and I'm going to battle them in a range of categories which each get more important as we go to finally crown a winner. 1 point will be awarded for the worst 3x3 per round, all the way up to 4 points for the best, and whichever cube has the most combined points at the end will win. But first, let's start with customization. All of these have pretty similar tensioning systems, and not one stands out as better than another, so it's more important to look at the magnets. This is where the HuaMeng TG stands out, as it has the ability to adjust both the corner and edge piece magnets. This just beats the Tornado, where you can only adjust the corner magnets, followed by the GAN 15, where you can switch out the rods for the core, and finally the WRM version 10, which has 0 magnet adjustments. So the HuaMeng gets 4 points, the Tornado gets 3, GAN gets 2, and the WRM only receives 1 point, as we now move on to durability. So this is only a real category because of the issues with 2 of the 3x3s on this list, being the Tornado and WRM. Both of these have received criticisms for having poor quality and breaking. However, I think that I have seen more comments from people saying that their Tornado has broken, which means that that cube is clearly the worst in this category. As for the HuaMeng and GAN 15, I don't think that either of these have bad durability, but from my experience, I would say that the GAN feels more premium and strong when turning, so that cube will get the most points for this round, with the Tornado getting the least, which means that the 15 moves up to second behind the HuaMeng, with the Tornado falling by 1 place. But now let's move on to the price. The most expensive cube on this list is the GAN 15 at nearly $70. The HuaMeng is second at $60, followed by the Tornado at $50 and the WRM at $40. Therefore, the most points are awarded to the WRM for being the cheapest, and the least goes to the GAN 15 for being the most expensive. So this puts the HuaMeng in the lead, with all of the others tied up on 7 points, as we now go into the most important category, being performance. And let's start at the bottom of this list with the WRM version 10. This cube is still one of the best 3x3s as of right now, with incredible performance and some of the most stable turning you can get. I personally really appreciate how Moyu have made a faster, more blocky cube with great control, as they usually prioritize more of a slower feeling. The turning now allows you to push each solve to the limit without experiencing unnecessary lockups and catches, which could totally ruin a good time. Therefore, as long as you prefer a 3x3 with slightly less flexibility to prioritize more stability, then this will definitely suit you. Now let's take a look at the Tornado version 4. But first, if you are not subscribed to my channel but are enjoying this video, consider subscribing for more cubing content like this. Anyway, back to it, and this 3x3 is somewhat similar to the WRM version 10, however it does have more flexibility. This is handled well though, with strong magnet options and a very controllable tensioning setup. You can also lubricate this cube to gain even more control, which is something that took the Tornado to the next level for me. I also really like how soft the turning feels, similar to the previous version, and this allows me to extract the most from my solves on this 3x3. But now the third cube to look at is the GAN 15, and whilst I do appreciate how different this 3x3 is compared to the subpar predecessors, I also think that GAN still has a long way to go in order to rival the Tornado or WRM. Nevertheless, I really like how premium this cube feels, and this is definitely something that they are very good at. The plastic quality is immediately noticeable when turning the 15, as it is much higher quality in comparison to the other 3x3s. Therefore, you are able to push the turning much further in order to reach your maximum levels of performance, without having to worry about whether you might damage the cube. On top of this, the stability and speed is excellent on the 15, as you rarely encounter mistakes, despite how fast GAN have made this cube. But before we look at the last 3x3, if you want to buy any of these cubes or plenty more, then check out speedcubeshop.com with the link in the description. You can use discount code UKCuber for 5% off any order. Next up though is the HuaMeng TG, which is currently in the lead, and I like the direction Moyu has gone in designing this cube because it's smooth, soft and fast. However, there is a clear issue with the stability of this 3x3, and this is due to me struggling to maintain control over the faster turns, as maglev makes the HuaMeng too unstable, especially during the last layer. I also think that any cube at this price should be excellent and have very few issues, but that's just not the case here. I personally think it would be a much better decision for you to go with something like the Tornado or WRM over this. So for that reason, it receives the least amount of points with just 1. Next is the GAN 15 with 2 points, followed by the WRM with 3 and the Tornado with 4. And that now means that the Tornado moves to the top and wins this battle, with the HuaMeng and WRM tied for second. But which of these cubes do you think is the best? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.